Hi, I'm Doug Yen, contributing editor to Acoustic Guitar, and today we're going to take a look at a new pickup that eliminates a pet peeve of some guitarists, which is having batteries in your guitar. The pickup is the Trance Amulet M Phantom, which is made by Trance Amulet. They're kind of a boutique company in Northern California. They've been making pickups for about 23 years, but they're not as widely known as some of the other brands that you may be familiar with. They are well known in professional circles, and they've been used by performers like Jackson Browne, Emmylou Harris, Sheryl Crow, and many more. Today we're going to look at the Trance's latest system, the Trance M Phantom, which provides a way to have an active system in your guitar without having to have batteries. The company also has a very similar system, which I have installed in the second guitar, that can run off batteries, so it's really up to you which one you prefer. The heart of all Trance systems is this acoustic lens transducer. It's a small rectangular element that mounts on the soundboard right under the saddle of your guitar, but inside the guitar, and it's attached with a simple double sticky tape, which comes in these little sheets of red sticky tape. There is a preamp in the guitar, small in-pin preamp that's pretty standard looking, and this just mounts, normally in the guitar like this. And the key is there's simply no batteries. There's also an optional volume tone control, and I've got that installed in this guitar. It's just small, almost invisible controls just inside the guitar. You can reach in, you can turn the volume up and down, you can adjust the tone. We'll take a look at that in a minute. So this pickup works by sensing the motion of the top of the guitar. That produces a very realistic sound. The transducers, as I mentioned, are installed with a special double sticky tape, and that makes the installation so easy you could probably do it yourself if you're so inclined. You do need an in-pin, a hole drilled into your guitar. So both the battery-powered and the phantom-powered versions of the Trance use these two transducers. You plug them into the in-pin jack, and you're ready to go. The most unique feature of the Trance Phantom M is that it can be plugged directly into an XLR mic input. It has to provide phantom power, and you have to use a special cord. So I'm using this cord, which is actually sold by Trance, although you can pick these up at Guitar Center or any music store. On one end is a TRS Jack, which has 3 parts that plugs into the guitar using a normal in-pin jack, pretty much like a guitar except for the 3 contacts. The other end is going to be an XLR, just like a mic. And we're going to plug that into, you could plug it into a mixing board, into the 48-volt phantom-powered mic input of your mixer. So some amps do provide this type of input. For example, here I have a Hendrix and Bud that has 48-volt phantom power on an XLR input, and I can just plug directly into that, and we have sound. I can't plug in with a normal guitar cord into a normal input, although there's a way to get around that, which we'll look at in a minute. So if you've ever tried to plug a guitar into the mic input of a mixer before, even if you were able to work out the connections, you probably found that it doesn't work very well. The input of most mixers is very low input impedance. Most guitars like high input impedance, and the guitar will sound very thin. In this case, however, the pickup's designed to work this way, and it's going to sound great. And also the low impedance balanced cable that we just looked at has several advantages. For starters, it's lower noise. It can run very long cables. You could even run to a mixer in the back of the room, hundreds of feet if you wanted to. And of course, perhaps most of all, you don't need a DI or a preamp. So in practice, I find this very cool. You could walk into a gig with just your guitar, this cable, plug into the mixer, and you're ready to go. So it's very simple, less gear to mess with, less things to go wrong. You don't have to worry about batteries being dead. You don't have to worry about DI boxes and whether you've got the right connections. You also do have, if you install the optional volume tone module, some control right at your fingertips. So I'll turn it down. I've got volume, and also really a wide range of tone. So that's his full bass. Here's completely bright. In fact, let's play a chord and hear that happen. I like it somewhere in the middle, usually. Now also, because this is a soundboard pickup and has a very high amount of headroom, it really sounds good for aggressive guitar playing and for flat picking. So I can't really overdrive this pickup the way you often can an undersaddle. Also, because this is a soundboard transducer, the pickup picks up the entire body of the guitar. So we can hear sounds like if I'm going to tap or hit the guitar. And the pickup picks up pretty much everything you're doing, pretty much like a microphone. So one thing we should be really clear on with this system, there's a bit of a trade-off. On one hand, you have the simplicity of just plugging directly into a mixer with this XLR cable. But now what happens if you show up at a buddy's house and you want to plug into an amp? Or what happens if you want to plug into an effects pedal? Well, there's actually a fairly simple solution to that. With a normal guitar jack, you would normally plug into a DI of some type. And here we're going to do much the same. They make little boxes like this. This one's made by Behringer that provide phantom power. And this one is about 20 bucks. So I can simply plug into this. It provides the phantom power. And from there, I can plug into just about anything the same way I normally would. So it's a good idea to have one of these, in your gig bag with you when you're out playing with this type of system, in case you plug into something that isn't an XLR mixer input or an amplifier with XLR inputs. So let's check out how this works. So for example, suppose I want to plug into a reverb pedal. I've got a TC Hall of Fame reverb here. I'm simply going to plug a short cable into it, plug the output, which is a adapter from XLR to a mono plug, into the output of the DI, plug my guitar into the input of the DI, and the little phantom power box does take power. So now I'm plugged in. This sort of acts almost like a DI box, except that it's really doing nothing more than providing the 48 volts phantom power for the pickup. So now I'm running from the guitar into the phantom power, into a reverb pedal, into the amp, and we can see that the reverb pedal is working. Plenty of reverb. But this could be a guitar amp input, anything else you need to plug into that's a standard 1/4 inch input. So we've been mostly talking about the Trance Amulet M Phantom powered pickup, but there's actually a nearly identical system, as I mentioned earlier, that runs off a battery. So the system works and sounds identical. It's just your choice of whether you have a battery in the guitar or whether you expect to power the preamp from phantom power externally. In either case, they're both really great sounding pickups. The phantom powered version costs $329, while the battery powered version is $279. And there's also this optional volume tone control that mounts inside the guitar that adds another $40 to each of those pickups. So thanks for watching. I'm Doug Young for Acoustic Guitar. This has been the Trance Amulet M Phantom powered pickup.